Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Devi and I do videos on beauty. I do a lot of reviews. I'm trying to do lifestyle videos, but with this COVID it's not being really helpful, so I'm kind of sticking to what I'm doing indoors. So today we're going to talk about blushes, mainly cream blushes. So the summer is almost here. I mean, it's here, and so we like, during the summer, I'm sure not many of us would like to use a lot of foundation or anything. So I'm that kind of a person who doesn't do base makeup, uses a little bit of blush, eyeshadow, lipstick, and I'm done with it. So and during summer when you're sweating, it's nice to have some cream blushes. It's also good for people with dry skin like me. Cream blushes are like a boon. So without any further ado, let's see what are those blushes that I'm going to talk about. So the first blush I have with me is by Sugar Cosmetics, and it's something like this. This is in the shade Pink Prime. This is in the shade Pink Prime, and you can use your I'm going to demonstrate every blush that I'm gonna show you, so that you know what it is gonna look like, what the texture is, and things like that. So I prefer using mostly my finger, and you could use a blush brush or a sponge, but for this specific one I would prefer to use my finger. So I'm going to take my ring finger, just gonna place it like that. Ideal thing is to just drag your blush a little bit higher. So this one thing about cream blushes is they are a little dewy. So if you're oily skin, you may want to stay away with too much of dewy blushes. So I don't really go heavy-handed, but this is, so if you see the dewiness it gives, so you can probably not use a highlighter as well. I just take a little bit on my nose. Sorry if I'm not looking at the camera, there's a mirror behind, so I'm just trying to get it right. I'll just show you a swatch on my hand as well. So that's the shade of Pink Prime. Blend it out. It blends very easily. It stays for quite a long time. It costs about 800 bucks. I'm going to leave the price. If I don't remember, I'll try to leave a picture of this. If you want to screenshot it or something, I'll leave a picture on the screen as well. So this costs 800 rupees. So that's how it looks. You can shear it out however you want, and that's Sugar Pink Prime. That's how it looks. The next blush I have with me is by Ruby's Organics, and this is a Indian indie brand. The name of the shade is called Blush Rose. It's a beautiful shade. I'm going to swatch a little bit on my hand for you first. Of course, you won't apply it on your cheeks with this much of pigment, but I'm sure you won't apply this like this. You are going to shear it out on your cheeks, so but the color is like this. So I have removed my earlier blush. I'm just going to dab a little. So once I have blended it out, it looks like this. Again, it's makes your skin look very dewy. So basically cream blushes are going to make you look dewy, so in a way that you don't need a highlighter or something. So I prefer something like this, and yeah, and the staying power is quite long. unless you don't wipe it off or something like that, it stays for pretty much, once it kind of settles into the skin, it stays for a decent amount of time. And this is a brand I happen to discover on Nykaa. It's available on Nykaa, but they have their own website as well. I'll try to leave a link of this in the description below, so do check out if you need to look at this blush. They have other colors, so whatever I'm showing you is the color that I chose. They have colors, so if you're not into pinks, if you're into peaches, they have peaches in most of the shades that I'm showing you. So I like to go a little natural. So this, you may not think that this is natural, but actually in normal daylight people don't even realize that I have a blush on, so I like to wear it. So this is Ruby's Organics blush rose, and this costs about 1100. You could keep an eye out. They usually come out with a discount of anything between 10 and 15% off, so keep an eye out on that. That's blush rose from Ruby's Organics. So the next blush I have is from E.l.f, and this is something similar. If you see the shades, they are more or less same, and this is from E.l.f. This is a much cheaper version of the same shade, and I'm not sure what color this is. There's no name for it, but this is available on Nykaa. E.l.f. is now on Nykaa, so it looks something like this. It's ideal not to go straight on the cheek with the product. Either use a brush or a sponge, or the best is your fingers. Your fingers are your best tools. So one thing about this blush is it has a little bit of kind of a shimmer, and that's a downside for me. I don't like this blush. I didn't know that before I purchased it, but I don't like shimmer on my cheeks, drawing too much attention. So nevertheless I'm going to swatch it for you. So just take a little bit on my hand, and so that's the shade. It looks something like that. I don't know if the camera is picking up the shimmery particles, but it definitely has a shimmer, so I wouldn't wear this and go out in the sun or something like that. So I'm just going to take a little bit, and the colors may look a bit same, but these are just options for you. The different price ranges, and if you are the kind who likes a little bit of shimmer on your face, then this will be ideal for you. This costs about 600 rupees, and E.l.f. is usually on a discount, so this particular one is currently out of stock, but then you could put that notify me kind of a button, and it will notify you. So I'm not sure if the shimmer, I'm going to just come closer, maybe the camera will pick up the shimmers on the face. So that's something which I'm not very fond of. I don't like shimmery stuff, like the very obvious kind of glitter on my face. I don't like it. So but nevertheless it's nice, and so this is E.l.f. So the next one I have with me is from Flower Beauty, and it is their Flower Bombs, and this is in the shade Pinched. And one of the biggest mistakes I made is going for the wrong shade, and this shade is definitely not for my skin tone, definitely not. If you're anywhere around my skin tone, please don't go for this shade. It doesn't work for us at all. It's something like this. I mean, I could apply it on my face, but it just just disappears. So that's how it looks, the color. I'm just going to apply it on my cheeks. I mean, the formula wise everything is fine, but I guess I went for the wrong shade. I thought I'll go for a very natural looking kind of a shade. The shade is way too natural, I should say. If I need it to show up, I need that much of product, and it just needs to be tapped in like that. But they have other rosy shades and things like that, so if you want, go for the other shades, but definitely not pinched. So this is, it just gives me a wet look without any real color or anything like that. It does settle down, but there's not much of color. Otherwise the texture, I mean the formulation and the way it blends out, all that is great. And this costs about 900 rupees, I think. And so now it is kind of dried down, and it is just a little bit, wee bit tacky, but then that's the shade you're going to get. And that's, mind you, that's a lot of product for a, you know, liquid blush that I've applied, but that's the color I'm going to get. So that's about the shade. But what to say, the formulation is very good. The way it blends out, it sets onto the skin, and it's, because of the shade, I'm not able to tell you the longevity of the product, but I'm sure if I try another shade from this, probably I'll be able to tell the longevity of it. So that's Flower Beauty for you. The next one is this, one of my favorites. This is from Stila, and the name of the shade is called Camellia, and this is the shade. And I went for Flower Bomb Pinched because I thought it will be close to something like this, but apparently it is not like that. So for this particular one, I'm just going to use a brush. This is a Real Techniques brush, so I'm just going to pick it up with a brush, and I'm just going to you can build up the color. So for this, I don't usually wear so much blush, but for the sake of the video and so that you can see the color, I'm just wearing a little bit more blush. This is a lovely shade, and I really like this product. I've been using it for a long time. If you've seen a few of my makeup videos, you'll see me using this. This is something, if you see, it gives a lovely glow to the face as well, not just the color. And it stays for a decent amount of time, not for a very long time, because it's very dewy. So that's the color. It's Camellia by Stila. It's been a while since I bought it. I bought it in Sephora, the store. So I'll try to leave a picture, and I'll try to leave a link if it's still available. Sephora does carry Stila, so I'm sure it's available. So I do want to get a backup of this. This was I think somewhere around 2000 rupees. This is a little what do you say, an expensive kind of a brand, but nevertheless it's a lovely blush, and if you want to invest in one nice blush, you can go ahead with this. So the last and the final blush, or the liquid and cream blushes that we are talking about, is from Pixi, and I'm going to leave the name of the shade on the screen because I don't have an idea of what this is, what color this is, but it's something like this. It's in a tube, so it's been very much loved, so you can see from the amount I've used it. And one thing I like about this blush, it's so long staying. I will apply in the morning, and when I come back in the evening from work, this will still be there. It doesn't let me down at all. So I really like this. So I was actually removing the other blushes with some micellar water and cotton. This would be very difficult to take off once it settles down. So if you want something which is going to be long staying and things like that, you may want to get this. So this is like, it looks this is called Pixi's Sheer Cheek Gel. So because it says gel, it's going to look like a gel as well. So it's going to be looking like that. So the way to apply this product is take some on the back of your hand and just spread it out, it looks very sheer like this, and then we should not be rubbing it in, just tap it in. You can definitely build this up, and some people like a lot of blush. It's totally fine. This is how it looks, and once if you see, I kind of it's settled. If you see, it's kind of dried up, so it kind of dries onto your cheeks also like that, and it's going to stay for, I don't know, a good 6-7 hours. So this is something, if you want something long lasting, I would highly recommend this one. They have other shades as well in this if you're not into this thing. But one thing to just note is this is very sheer, so you, whatever the color is, just sheer it out, and it doesn't stay tacky or anything like that. After some time, once it kind of settles down, you're just going to have the color, and this is something which is there for the entire day. So that's it for this video on liquid or cream blushes. I thought I'd just do this, and it's a beautiful summer look, so it gives the color plus the sheen. And let me know if you like this video, and I'll leave a link to all these products in the description box below. Some products may be out of stock, but you can hit the notify me button in Nykaa app, and you will know when the product is back in stock. So until my next video, bye bye.